Hi, welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're going to be finishing up a project that's been on the show already. I did an unboxing of it, but we need to finish it up. Now, it's not brand new. I picked this up quite a while ago. It's the M05 Mini Cooper. Unfortunately, discontinued by Tamiya, which is a real shame, as I know a lot of you really love this. And I have to say, Tamiya absolutely knocked it out the ballpark. When they did the scale to this, it is beautiful. It's very easy to mess this scale up on the Mini. The noses can be a little bit too long and they just don't look right, but Tamiya really did it. Now there's two of these you can get this one in red or green, but there also is the Monte Carlo, which I happen to have as well. Now this is on the M05, but the first one that came out on the Mini was on the M01. Luckily I managed to get hold of an M01 chassis. That's been on the show as well. That came from Andy Robinson RC. Massive shout out to him, thanks very much for that. So I need to finish that project as well. So in this episode what we're going to do is we're going to clean out the body, wash it all out because it's been sitting around for so long, mask it all up, paint it box art, put all the decals on. I need to fit some electronics in this as well, as it only came with a motor, so I've got some spare ones from the cars that I've sold recently, so I'll throw those in it as well. And we'll tick this one off and then move on to the next one. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. Hit it, Charlie. So finally, after a few hours, we're ready to do the painting of the black that goes around the arches. Unfortunately, just to do these little arches and that little bit along the bottom means you've got to end up masking everything. So I masked the top out totally separately, as that's white. So obviously that's going to be last because it's going to be black, red, then white. But I have to cover everything to do that. So masking around here was a bit of a faff. But I'm pretty much ready to go just to do these in black. Now this body doesn't actually have any protective film on it, I don't think. Maybe, I'm not sure, I'll have to have a look. It's quite an old body, obviously, it's vintage. So wish me luck that these are going to come out nice. What I have done in the past before is you can just cut around the outside and do the arches on the outside. Obviously if you're going to be driving it around, that's not going to be as resilient to scratches as doing it on the inside, but these bodies are terrible for if you crash at the front. This breaks really easy, so I'm pretty sure that if you've got one of these right now, you're not going to be driving it hard anyway. It's more of a shelf queen kind of body because getting hold of replacements is expensive and difficult. So let's paint all this in black and then see how sharp the edges are. So that's the arches all painted up. Came out okay, not happy with that. I might have to do a little bit of clean up on them. Next I've got to take all the masking off, and now we need to mask up this front, mask off the lights because I want to keep the lights clear, and then these two little bits down here, which are going to be a bit more of a faff to do because I just want to paint this bit here. So yeah, let's take off all the masking at the front and then mask it back up again. Right, so I've masked off the front grille. We're going to do that in PS12 silver. It was a bit of a faff. Yeah, so I hope I don't get too much bleeding from this one. And then after that, we can do the red. So I've removed all the masking tape and it's looking fine so far. No real major mess ups at all. I had to be a bit careful when I was peeling it off as I didn't want to take the window masks out, and I did actually rip one. So I need to make sure that that's all right. I've made some very rough for the lights because I want to keep the lights clear. There is a surround for this, so it's not so much of a problem. But these little ones down here, these little ones down here are very small. So what I used is, I didn't have any blue tack, so I'm actually using some, which is this like earwax stuff that you put in to give you for your sound deadening in your ears, and that seems to work okay, and it will give me a nice round part on those two indicators, so it should look all right. I've got to dig it out. Hopefully that's going to work, as I've never tried that before. Right, wish me luck. We're going to now paint it red. So there you go, that's 3 layers of red and it came out fine. Now I've removed the roof. I'm going to back it in white obviously, but I can just do everything. So the idea is to paint the roof white, but I'll also put a few layers of white on the red to make it pop. And then after that, we can probably do the roof in silver. So I'll back it a little bit in silver and then black throughout, so that it's black on the inside. So far, no real issues. A little bit of a problem around here. It's now dark outside, so I'm back painting in the dark, but there's edging stuff that goes on here. If you look, you can probably see it's a little bit light there. But all in all, it's okay. No issues at all. Quite happy with the grille. I did 3 layers of silver, but then I also did it backed in black. So it's kind of, the black's got into the lines a little bit, which is what I wanted. So it looks a bit more 3-dimensional. So I'm happy with that. And this line across here is nice and sharp, which is what I was after as well. So all in all, super chuffed with it. It is quite a lot of work though, I must admit. Right, let's put the white down. So all in all, it looks like it's okay at the moment. I can't really see any issues. It's a little bit ragged around here, but I knew they were going to put the edging around the window and that'll all be fine. So I didn't go crazy precise on it, so it should be fine. It's reasonably all right along here, so that's the main thing. But there's still linings to go around here as well, so it should be pretty easy. So there we go. Right, let's remove the protective film and see if all that hard work paid off. Right, let's cut out the decals and get the decals on, and we can call this one done. So there you go, another one I can tick off the list, and it's not as easy as you think. It's pretty much no different from a work point of view as doing, say, the Evo I did not that long ago. Just because it's smaller doesn't necessarily mean that it's any easier, especially if you want to do like I did and paint the grille, the overhangs and the roof white. If you did it all in one colour, or like say you did it in black and you did the roof black as well, and then the arches would be black. So if you painted it in black, it'd be a lot quicker. You'd only have to mask off for the front grille. But I must admit, if you get the opportunity, definitely worth getting one, because in real life, they are really just beautiful looking things. So I'm super excited. Oh, there's a decal come off there. Super excited to have it in the collection. It's one I've wanted for a long, long time. It took me ages to find them. Then I found 2 at once, but then they weren't built, or the chassis was built, but the actual body wasn't. And I wanted the MO1 because that's obviously the early one as well. So that will be on the show. I did notice the body is actually slightly different. The grille on this one is part of the body, where on that one is actually a push-in. So it's a hard plastic bumper as well as the grille. So a little bit more detail on the Monte Carlo, but all the backside of it and all the decals, the standard window decals and everything like that, and the lights are all standard. It's just the rally stuff you've got to add on, and then there's the extra lights. And so there, if you're looking at getting one of the two, the Monte Carlo one looks like to be the best because it's got more detail. Also, it's got wing mirrors where this one doesn't. Not that it wouldn't be that difficult to add wing mirrors to this one. I'm tempted off camera to paint the rims in gold. I don't know, I might do. I've got another set, so if I do it and I don't like it, I can go back to this as well. So maybe I'll do that off camera. But really happy with it. It's kind of part rally, this one. You know, it's got a few rally stickers on it and stuff. But I think that just adds a bit more detail. Yes, you could do it as a standard road car if you wanted to as well. But I must admit, big fan, and I do hope that we see this again from Tamiya, as it is a real classic. I am getting a little bit of lifting around here with some of the decals, which is annoying me, so I might have to go back and tweak it a little bit. I used a really, really thin red line around the top, but I might have to go slightly fatter as it's pulling up a little bit. But there we go, it's an ongoing thing. Thanks very much, please like and subscribe. Sorry it was a little bit of a fast one, but I'm just trying to tick off some of the projects that are not quite finished. But stay tuned, there's tons more coming. See you on the next one, bye-bye.